Have you ever noticed how the moment you stop trying so hard, life begins to move again? The job call comes the day you finally stop refreshing your email. The message appears the moment you stop checking your phone. The thing you were chasing so desperately only arrives when you stop running toward it. Abraham Hicks calls this the paradox of allowing. When you are aligned, you don't chase, you attract. Manifestation is not about force or control, it's about energy. The more you push, the more resistance you create. The moment you stop clinging, you stop resisting, and in that release, you become magnetic again. I learned this the hard way. I remember nights staring at the ceiling, wondering why nothing was working. I was doing everything right, visualizing, journaling, affirming, repeating mantras, following every teaching I could find about the law of attraction, but still nothing moved. It was as if the universe was deaf to me. What I didn't see was that my energy was shouting, not whispering. I was asking from fear, not from faith. Abraham often says that when you are in alignment with your source, everything flows easily. You don't have to beg for what is already yours. But when you ask from lack, you are broadcasting the absence of what you want. The universe doesn't judge, it simply matches your vibration. When I finally understood this, it hit me deeply. I wasn't waiting for the universe was waiting for me to soften. So I began to practice allowing. Instead of asking, where is it, I began to ask, how does it feel to already have it? I would sit quietly, breathe, and imagine that my desire had already arrived. I would feel the relief, the gratitude, the calm of not needing to chase anymore. And slowly my reality began to change. When you relax, your body tells your mind that you are safe. Your heart opens. Your energy becomes coherent. And coherence, that alignment between thought, emotion, and action, is the true state of manifestation. It's effortless not because it requires no action, but because the action flows naturally, inspired, unforced. Think of a seed in the soil. The seed doesn't wake up worrying about how to grow into a tree. It simply trusts the soil, the rain, the light. It allows the process. You are that seed. When you trust your own becoming, you grow without resistance. Abraham Hicks explains it beautifully. Everything you want already exists vibrationally. It's in what she calls the vortex, the energetic space where your desires are fully formed, waiting for you to align with them. You don't have to pull them out, you just have to enter the frequency where they already are. And you do that through joy, appreciation, and relief, not through worry, tension, or desperation. The irony is that the moment you stop trying to control the outcome, the manifestation accelerates. Because your energy is no longer split between faith and fear, you've chosen a side. The universe always moves in the direction of clarity. There were moments when the silence felt unbearable. I thought nothing was happening. But Abraham reminds us that silence is never the absence of creation, it's the incubation of it. When nothing seems to be moving, the energy is gathering, aligning, preparing to meet you halfway. Impatience interrupts that process. Gratitude completes it. Gratitude says it's already done, and that's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you feel appreciation before the evidence appears, you collapse the distance between wanting and having. That's how the energy translates into matter. One morning in meditation, I realized something simple yet powerful you cannot receive while clenching your fists. The mind clenches through worry, the body clenches through tension, and the heart clenches through fear. The work is to unclench, to open, to breathe, to feel safe again, because safety is the frequency of allowing. When you feel safe, your nervous system relaxes, your heart synchronizes, and your intuition awakens. That's when you stop forcing and start flowing. You still act, but your action is inspired, not desperate. It comes from alignment, not panic. That's what Abraham calls the art of allowing, moving with the current instead of against it. You are no longer trying to make things happen, you are letting them happen through you. The moment I understood this, I stopped chasing signs and started embodying belief. I stopped waiting for proof, because belief is the proof. The instant you decide to believe without evidence, the evidence begins to appear. You don't wait to see it to believe it, you believe it and then you see it. I began testing this with small things. If I felt tense, I would pause and ask myself, what am I trying to force right now? Then I'd take a deep breath and remind myself the version of me who already has this isn't anxious, she's calm, grounded, certain. So I would borrow her energy. I would act from that state. And things would start to shift quickly, effortlessly, beautifully. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. If you want love, become love. If you want abundance, embody abundance. If you want peace, choose peace before the evidence arrives. That's how you shift from manifesting through effort to manifesting through ease. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your vibration. That vibration is the emotional tone behind your thoughts. Every desire has a frequency. Your work is to tune to it. You don't need to shout louder, you just need to harmonize. Abraham often says, you can't get to where you want to be from the vibration of where you are. That means you must first feel good where you are before you can move forward. That's not denial, it's alignment. When you find contentment now, you open the gateway for more. Sometimes not getting what you want right away is divine timing. The delay isn't punishment, it's preparation. The universe isn't withholding, it's coordinating. You are not being ignored, you are being aligned. So, the next time you feel desperate, pause, breathe. Remember, desperation means you've forgotten who you are. You are not separate from what you seek. You are the frequency that calls it in. When you remember that, you return to your power. And from that power, you no longer chase, you allow. That is the secret Abraham Hicks has been teaching for decades. Manifestation isn't about demanding or deserving. It's about remembering that what you've asked for already exists, and your only job is to get into the emotional state where it can meet you. When you do everything you've been waiting for, stops being far away. It becomes natural, inevitable, effortless. That is the secret to letting go and receiving.